Today marks 58 years since a deadly train-car collision in what was then rural West Knoxville. A railroad crossing sign was the only warning for drivers. Well, now that area is bustling with traffic, yet not much has changed at that crossing. And that has people asking why more safety measures aren't in place to prevent another tragedy.
A bird's eye view reveals an ever-expanding West Knoxville, further evidenced by a continual stream of traffic.
I don't know how much traffic, but it gets a ton of traffic. So
Jenny Snodgrass says with more cars come more safety concerns, namely this railroad crossing at Westland Drive and Cessna Road near her home of 20 years.
Especially now that Westland has more traffic on it from the apartments down the street and just from new construction. We've got 2 new neighborhoods just slightly west of us.
The only warning for drivers at this crossing is a sign with lights that flash as a train approaches. No stop lines, no gates. We witnessed cars driving over the tracks without slowing down, and this truck backed up just feet from the rails.
Well, I don't think it's as safe as it could be.
When another neighbor shared the same concerns with Knox County Commissioner Larson J., he started asking questions and quickly learned about the crossing's dark past.
Public safety is our #1 priority everywhere, and if you look at the stretch of road, you have 2 or 3 other crossings that have gates and are literally right down the road here, and this one doesn't. And of course, this is the scene of a really tragic accident long, long ago.
That within a second, a whole bunch of people's lives were changed.
Historian Tom Mattingly recounts that tragedy on October 18th, 1965. 3 UT assistant football coaches, Bill Majors, Charlie Rash, and Bob Jones, were carpooling to work just days after the Vols tied the defending national champs, Alabama. As Rash drove across the tracks, a passenger train slammed into his car.
It was foggy, raining, and the engineer did not see the car going across the track until he was 500 feet away. And no one knows whether Charlie tried to beat the train or what.
Majors and Jones died at the scene. Rash passed away days later.
It's a tremendous loss to our community as well as to the university.
Since that tragedy 58 years ago, there's been only one other train-car collision at this crossing. That was back in 2005. The driver of the car survived, but was injured. We took the safety concerns expressed by the residents and Commissioner Jay to Karen McKeon, Knoxville's transportation engineering chief. She told us no one up to this point had lodged a formal complaint with the city about the train crossing at Cessna. But she did reach out to the Tennessee Department of Transportation about adding gates to that location. TDOT manages a program that funds improvements to rail crossings in the state.
And we were told, unfortunately, it didn't meet the criteria, and just kind of based on the fact that it's a really low volume road. There haven't been any recent crashes involving that railroad crossing recently, so we were told that there wouldn't be any federal money to address the crossing.
McKeon says without federal funding, it would cost the city about $350,000 to install crossing gates, money that's not in the current budget. But she adds the city's transportation department is planning to install some new safety features at the Cessna crossing.
So we'll have signs on either side, some pavement markings over here to alert you to the railroad crossing, and then stop lines on either side of the tracks.
Those changes, prompted by citizens' concerns, should be in place by the end of October. For Jenny Snodgrass, something at that train crossing with a tragic past is better than nothing.
To me, it's just a no-brainer to make it more safe.
Now, McKeon says if you have concerns about a road or railroad crossing in the city, leaders do want to hear from you. You can dial 311 to share that information. Stay with us. We'll be right back.